This content is recreated to fit YouTube's policies, fair use, and licensed content. Welcome back to another episode of Whip Media TV. I'm your host, Whip Media Mickey, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do to the channel. Subscribe right now. Join the Vibe Tribe. And if you feel generous and want to leave me a tip for my extra hard work and my editing skills, I'll leave the Cash App link down below. Okay, on today's episode, I cover Kill Bill. In 1999, a pregnant woman in a wedding dress, the bride, lies wounded in a chapel in El Paso, Texas. She tells her attacker, Bill, that the baby is his just as he shoots her in the head. Years later, the bride, having survived the attack, goes to the home of Vernita Green, planning to kill her. Both women were members of the Deadly Vipers and now disbanded group of assassins led by Bill. Vernita now leads a normal suburban family life. The women engage in a knife fight, which is interrupted for the benefit of Vernita's young daughter, Nikki, just before she arrives home from school. The bride agrees to meet Vernita at night to settle the matter, but when Vernita tries to shoot the bride with a pistol hidden in a box of cereal, the bride throws a knife into Vernita's chest, killing her. After the bride pulls the knife out of Vernita's chest, Nikki sees her mother's lifeless body. The bride then expresses regret at what Nikki has seen, but insists that Vernita deserved it. She offers Nikki a chance to avenge her mother's death when she grows up, should she choose to do so. See, years earlier, the cops investigate the massacre at the wedding chapel. The sheriff discovers that the bride is alive but comatose. In the hospital, Deadly Viper Ellie Driver prepares to assassinate the bride via a lethal injection, but Bill aborts the mission at the last moment. Although Ellie disagrees, Bill considers it dishonorable to kill the defenseless bride, awakening from her coma. The bride is horrified to find that she is no longer pregnant. She first kills a man who intends to rape her while she is unconscious, then a hospital worker who has raped her and has been selling her body while she was comatose. She takes the hospital worker's truck and teaches herself to walk again. After witnessing Yakuza murder, resolving to kill Bill and the other Deadly Vipers, the bride picks her first target, o-ren Ishii, now the leader of the Tokyo Yakuza. After witnessing the Yakuza murder her parents when she was a child, o-ren took vengeance on the Yakuza boss and replaced him after training as an assassin. The bride travels to Okinawa, Japan, to obtain a sword from legendary swordsmith Hattori Hanzo, who has sworn never to forge a sword again. After learning that her target is Bill, his former student, he relents and spends a month crafting his finest sword for her. The bride tracks o-ren to the House of Blue Leaves, a Tokyo restaurant, and publicly amputates the arm of her assistant, Sophie Fatale. She defeats the crazy 88 o-ren squad of elite fighters and kills her bodyguard, schoolgirl Gogo Yubari. O-ren and the bride duel in the restaurant's Japanese garden. The bride kills o-ren by slicing off the top of her head after torturing Sophie for information about Bill and the other Deadly Vipers. The bride leaves her alive as a threat after going to kill Vernita. Bill finds Sophie and asks her if the bride knows that her daughter is alive. Kill Bill, Volume 2. You see, the pregnant bride and her groom rehearse their wedding. Bill, the bride's former lover, the father of her child, and the leader of the Deadly Viper assassination squad, arrives unexpectedly and orders the Deadly Vipers to kill everyone at the wedding rehearsal. Bill shoots the bride in the head, but she survives and swears revenge. 4 years later, the bride, having already assassinated the Deadly Vipers o-ren Ishii and Vernita Green, goes to the trailer of Bill's brother and Deadly Viper Bud, planning to ambush him. Having been warned by Bill beforehand, he incapacitates her with a non-lethal shotgun blast of rock salt and sedates her. He calls Ellie Driver, another former Deadly Viper, and arranges to sell her bride's unique sword for $1 million. He seals the bride inside of a coffin and buries her alive. Years earlier, Bill tells the young bride of the legendary martial arts master Pai Mei and his 5-point palm exploding heart technique, a death blow. In the present, the bride uses Pai's techniques to escape from the coffin and claw her way to the surface. See, Ellie arrives at the Buzz trailer and kills him with a black mamba hidden within the money for the sword. She calls Bill and tells him that the bride has killed Bud and that she's killed the bride using the bride's real name, Beatrix Kaido. As Ellie exits the trailer, Beatrix ambushes her and they fight. Ella, who was also taught by Pai, taunts Beatrix by revealing that she killed Pi by poisoning his favorite meal in retribution for him plucking out her eye after she called him a miserable old fool. Enraged, Beatrix plucks out Ellie's remaining eye and leaves her screaming in the trailer with a black mamba. In Acuna, Mexico, Beatrix meets a retired pimp, Esteban Vijallo, who helps her find Bill. She tracks him to the hotel and discovers that her daughter Bibi is still alive. Now 4 years old, Beatrix spends the evening with them. After she puts Bibi to bed, the two begin to fight, but Beatrix traps Bill's sword in her scabbard and strikes him with the 5-point palm exploding heart technique. Surprised that Paya taught her the attack, Bill reconciles with her, then falls dead as he walks away. Beatrix leaves with Bibi to start a new life. So here it is, Vibe Tribe. Life lessons from the movie Kill Bill. Number 1. Revenge only leads to more pain. The main character, the bride, seeks revenge against those who wronged her, but ultimately realizes that the cycle of revenge only leads to more pain. Revenge can consume a person's life and prevent them from finding peace. Number 2. Forgiveness is powerful. Forgiving those who have wronged you can be a difficult thing to do, but it is ultimately more freeing than seeking revenge. The bride forgives some of her enemies, and it allows her to move on and find peace. And number 3, preparation is key. The bride spends years preparing for her revenge, and it pays off at the end. This is a reminder that preparation is key in all aspects of life, whether it's a job, interview, a performance, or a difficult conversation. Until next time, Mickey made it.